Hi Lawson, we've had a busy couple of days on your engine and whatnot, given it all a good clean and got all of that old red paint off, recoated everything in the proper orange. We've had the intake manifold off and actually paint stripped that thick red enamel off there. That's been put on with new gaskets. I must admit, looking at this, I still half think that an aluminium manifold would have been the way to go, and it wouldn't be that much of a job to change it if you did fancy going that route with those new aluminium valve covers. I'll send you a picture of one with the aluminium intake and you can see what you think. It's all gone quite well. We've replaced that rusty chrome oil pan with a new orange painted one and a nice silicone one-piece oil pan gasket in there. I've had the timing cover off and given that a clean and put a new front oil seal in, new gaskets on there, new water pump, new engine mounts, obviously oil and filter. They're your original manifolds, cleaned and treated with that Calyx manifold dressing that we use. New plug leads on, routed nicely and properly like they should be, and that all looks very nice. Cleaned all that red paint off the carburettor and everything else. I need to order an oil filler cap. I don't have one of those in stock, which I'll sort out. This manifold, this side, has had two of the studs taken out and they've been replaced with studs, and I guess they weren't tightening, so they've used nuts just to nip the studs up. Well, I didn't think it worth buying another manifold for that, so we've left that as is. They're functional, you know, so we've left that as is. I've replaced the fuel pump. The one that was on there didn't have a return line facility. Because normally a 68 would have the return line in the big fuel filter that's mounted high up. We don't have any of that, and you know, I just thought this was an easier way out. I mean, we're not going for total originality here, so I thought this was the easiest, simplest, most cost-effective route to take, so that's what we've done. And that's a 1970 fuel pump on there with a new fuel line. But it's all looking very nice, so that's good. I thought I'd get you a little bit of something that's actually finished, and you can see the end result. The only thing I'm waiting for, well, two things, like I say, an oil fill cap and also a thermostat housing. The one that was on there, in fact, I've got that on the bench here. I didn't want to use that again. Because it's been drilled out and has got one bigger bolt on one end which has got a shoulder on it. It's also a bit scrappy, and I didn't want the thermostat, temperature sender in the thermostat housing, and I've put a new temperature sender in the side of the head where it should be, so that's a bit more like it. So yeah, they're the only two things we're waiting for. Once that thermostat housing comes, we'll give that a coat of orange and then get that in. While I'm doing a bit of tape, I'll show you over here. I've got your transmission, your new 5-speed, and that all looks very lovely. That's your kit down there, and that's everything. The shifter, the mount bracket, the whole kit and caboodle. That came with a 4-speed auto for the 72 that we're kind of doing alongside yours. So yeah, it's all happening. I've given the steering gear a clean, and given that a coat of paint. I suspect we might wind up replacing the power steering valve, but we'll suck it and see. The hoses will definitely need changing. So there you are, and there's your body sat there. I'm hoping to get this on the rotisserie fairly shortly and flip it over and finish the body repairs underneath, and then we can make inroads into stripping the paint. There's a 66 that came back from the paint shop a couple of weeks back, and we've just been letting that harden fully, and we're about to make a start on getting that back together. So it's all happening, and there's your motor. So there you are, that's one aspect finished at least. So I'll do a bit more for you as things move on. Take care.